What's up, everybody? I'm Archon,
And I'm Rook.
and this is another wonderful episode of your favorite podcast, Raw and Nerdy.
Yes, it is. We apologize. It's really bright in our places we record because we're recording this
In the middle of the day.
Yeah, in the middle of
Right
the day.
when the sun is
lunchtime.
shining in my window. I apologize. I tried. I'm trying, but there's nothing really I can do to stop that sun from coming in the window today. So bear with us. We're going to be talking about some sci-fi today.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, who doesn't get pumped for sci-fi? Sci-fi is between sci-fi and fantasy. I don't know which one, but those are my two favorite genres.
So those are my two favorite as well. I don't know. It's really hard which one I like more.
I know.
It's just one of those, I get in the mood, I love sci-fi, or I get in the mood and I love fantasy at that time.
Or sometimes you got sci-fi fantasy, and then it's both.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. That's what I want. Everything to just be sci-fi fantasy. But first, let's get into our weeks. How was your week this week?
It wasn't too bad. At work, I've been stepping in and taking more of I'm taking more of the initiative to actually learn more so I can progress.
You're looking for proactive.
There we go. That's the word I was looking for, proactive. So I have been focusing on work a lot while at work, not really paying attention to what else is going on around me. But when I'm at home, I have played some Star Wars: The Old Republic. I forgot how good those stories were until me and Archon started playing together.
Mm-hmm.
He's running a Jedi Knight.
Jedi Knight, yep.
And I'm running a Jedi Consular, and I'm trying to play the Gray Jedi. He's choosing everything good.
I'm going straight light side for now.
I do have a Jedi Knight character that I did max level when the max level was 65 or 50, 65, somewhere around there. I ended up not following the Jedi code at the end of that story, and you'll see what I'm talking about when you get there. But it's a great game. I love the stories, and I'm glad I got back into it. Finally got into Starfield and playing Watchtower. The problem is I'm flying around in the USS Pathfinder, which for a level 8 character is so OP. I took out all of the enemies in the first time you actually go into a massive combat. I took them out in 10 seconds because the guns are so OP'd on this ship. And then I was talking to Mossy online. He's like, yeah, you're going to need that ship. It'll do you well.
Yeah. Cheater.
But so far, hey, I love that ship. I love the aesthetics. It's not one of those, hey, look, I look like a 1980s kind of spaceship. Yeah, but that's what I've done there. And then this past Sunday, it will have been July 20th against the Detroit Tigers. I went to the Rangers game.
How'd that go?
Oh, sorry, not July 20th, July 21st.
Yeah, how'd that go? My hometown versus your hometown. How'd that go?
So, yeah, I am 0 for 2 every time I've gone to a Rangers game.
Well, you went to a Tigers. You went against the Tigers. They're like one of the best teams in Major League Baseball right now.
They are, and especially in the American League.
Who was pitching?
I don't remember his name.
Wasn't Skubal, was it?
Yes, it was Skubal.
Oh, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball right now. So, I mean, that's rough, man.
It wasn't bad. The final score ended up being 2-1. An error caused the Rangers to score their one run because the runner got to third, and then there was a wild pitch, and he scored.
Mm-hmm.
But the bullpen let him down and whatnot, so the Rangers gave up a run and just couldn't get it back. Corey Seager was the primary offense of that team, He was the only one with multiple hits.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun game to watch. I enjoyed it. I enjoy going to the game. It's entertaining watching foul balls go out into the stands and hearing people go ooh when the fans drop the balls. The fans' reactions to other fans catching the ball.
Yeah, a lot of people in circles around here. Obviously, I live in Michigan, so we get a lot of false hope. But a lot of people around here are thinking maybe this might be the Tigers' year.
I think it will be. They're actually a really good team.
Yeah.
So, and then finally, this past week, I finished Ready Player One.
Nice.
The only issue I have is that game. While I see similarities between the main character and his friends and me, I can't really identify with the character. And that is where I get a disconnect from the story. The story itself, the basis of it is pretty good. I just think the writing could have been better to make the reader, in my case, the reader, more identifiable with the character. That's my issue I ran into.
Compared to the movie, did you like the book better or the movie better?
Book by a long shot.
Okay. Yeah, I felt the same. Like, I really, really enjoy the movie, and I still do, because I watched, as soon as I finished the book, I went and watched the movie again, and I still love the movie. There's a few parts of the book that I really wish they would have left in the movie, because they were like really big character building moments and they took them out, and it kind of bothered me. Like, for instance, the part where they're on the run from IOI and Og offers to fly them to his house, and his sweet Rivendell house. I mean, why did they take that out of the movie? That could have been awesome. But like, he offers to fly them there and like help them out, and like, I don't know why they didn't leave that in the movie. That would have been awesome.
Something about having to fork out the money to the Tolkien residents to use the copyrighted image of Rivendell.
Maybe. I mean, but they still could have flew him. Like, he still could have flew him out to his house, and it didn't have to necessarily be Rivendell. But like
Rivendell-esque.
It still could have been that moment where like he, reached out to him and tried to help them. But in the movie, like, Og plays almost no role. Like, you don't actually see Og until the very end of the movie.
See, that was one of my issues with the book as well, is he did a lot of backstory on some characters way early in the book for characters that didn't play any role until the end of the book. So it was like, why?
You kind of almost forgot about it before you got there.
Yeah.
Like, they should have more done it toward the end.
Like, Og's backstory was early in the book, and it didn't have Og, and his backstory really didn't have much of a play until that final chapter of the book. So I wish they would have been more smart, or the writer would have been moved that a little bit later in the book.
Yeah, it would have made sense.
Because it made it sound like it was just filler, and I don't like that in a book.
Right. And the second book, I think the pacing is a little bit better on. The story is a little wild, though. Like, really wild. And the way he ended it, I don't know. I mean, obviously, he ended it in a way where there won't be another one. There won't be a Ready Player 3, but like, I don't like the way the approach they took at the end of it. Like, when you actually do listen to it, you'll have to let me know what you think. You might think, wow, that was an awesome ending.
So where I'm at right now is where he just opened up the new technology and is trying it out for the first time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's way early.
I'm way early in the book. It's a 15 hour novel to listen to.
Yeah. I got through it in a couple, like, I would say like 5 or 6 days. I went through it pretty quick, because that, like, when I was listening to that was at a time when they had us like working out of town. So it was like a 2-hour drive there and back. So I was getting like 4 hours every day of listening.
I think if I actually start listening to it as background to me doing other stuff, I'll be able to fly through the book faster.
Mm-hmm.
And I think probably be a better way to no fault to Will Wheaton on his narration of that book. The writing of the book has made it to where I got to force myself to get through this section of the book.
Yeah, it does have some pretty slow parts, and there's some parts like, especially in the second one, where you're like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're wondering why the main character's doing some of the things he's doing, or why like even the side characters, like why are they doing that? Like it doesn't make any sense. But
Without spoiling a really old book, man, it's weird saying really old when it was written in the mid 2000s. But an older book, without spoiling it, I can identify with what Wade did at the end of the first book with the money, because I could see myself doing that exact same thing.
well, I mean that's not really spoiling because I mean at this point everybody's seen the movie, they know what happens, and almost exactly the same in the book. Like you talking the way like he splits
Been a
it.
while since I've seen the movie, so yeah, the way he splits it,
Yeah.
that's what I would do among my few closest friends. Is I would split it. I mean, he's still
Right.
walking away with $30-something billion.
Yeah, billions and billions, and controlling interest of like
The most
Yeah.
valuable company.
right. So like, I mean, like, yeah, for real, and the fact like that actually plays a big role in the second book about how like they run the company together.
Yeah, I noticed that at the beginning of the book is how he said that they all have agreed to run it together, and their first decision they made together was something.
Yeah, and that plays a huge role in this book is them doing like having to come to meetings and like make decisions together, and some of them not agreeing with it, and some of them agreeing with it, and it's interesting to
I'll
say
get
the
through
least.
that book. But other than that, that's how my week was. How was your week?
My week was pretty good. I got to work at my job for the last time. Thank goodness. I found another job that is going to be way better for my family, pays more. It has a set schedule. I don't have those weird hours like I did with the other job. There won't be any more 18-hour days or any of that nonsense. It's just
Wait,
8:30 to 5.
That means you know exactly that you have work the next day?
Yep, I know. I'm working every day, 8:30 to 5 every day, and I have a set schedule. I can start going to the gym again in the mornings before work because I know exactly what time I got to be up every day, and I can be in a routine, which I'm super excited for. I even woke up and went to the gym today, even though I start tomorrow. But
Nice,
yeah, it's going to be
nice.
pretty awesome. I'm really excited about it. Been, like Rook said, I've been playing some Star Wars Star Wars, not Galaxies,
The Old
Star Wars,
Republic.
The Old Republic. I would play Galaxies though; that game's fun. But no, The Old Republic. We've been playing that, and I've been kind of getting into it. Like, I was kind of shocked by how quickly you level, but then it kind of plateaued right out. Once I hit the 20s, it started slowing way down. And I
Yeah,
think that's probably because I haven't really ran any flashpoints the last few days. Those, like every time I go in one, I get like 4 or 5 levels. So maybe that's it. If I ran a few of those, I'd probably level really fast again.
So what Archon is talking about on leveling fast is I've played Star Wars The Old Republic since release. And by the time you got off the starting world, you were usually only level 10. You didn't get level 20 until the end of Coruscant. And it was close to get to level 10 sometimes. But now you can get off the starting world and you're level 20.
Oh yeah, especially if you run flashpoints. Like I ran a couple of flashpoints, and I was like what, level 22 or 23 when I left the starting world.
Now
It does scale you, like so. Like
Yeah.
even if you're level 20, it scales you down to level 10, so that you're not super overpowered for the area you're in. Even though you are super overpowered for the area you're in.
The reason why they did that, I believe, if I remember correctly, is because people were complaining but how slow it was or how long it took to get to the level cap to enjoy the in-game stuff. Because originally they wanted you to play through the stories and just enjoy the stories of the game. But so many people complained they couldn't do the in-game stuff
Well, yeah.
because
Now the game has been out for so long, there's so much stories that if you were to play through all the stories of the game, it would take forever.
yeah. Plus, it helps you because to unlock all the races in the game and whatnot, you have to play a character that's made by that race. Well, nowadays you can probably just go purchase it, but at the time you had to play the character of that race and get to, I think it was level 50 was the max level at the time. Get to level 50 and it would unlock it to play on any class, whether it be Republic or Empire.
Right.
So speeding up the progression does make it easier to get through that, so you're not stagnating and losing interest and whatnot. Plus, like you said, they have added so much story content post Endgame that it's crazy, and I do want to play that Endgame stuff eventually.
The last time I played this game, this is just to give you a little reference. The last time I played, like I started with launch, and I played it up until they released the expansion where Revan was like the big bad.
Oh yeah.
And then I haven't played it since.
So I played some of the Fallen Empire ones. The story for that, it's actually more of a single player-esque style story.
Mm-hmm.
And it got back to the roots of BioWare storytelling. All the others, the Revan stuff, I think was more so the operations made that entertaining.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that they definitely made it to where flashpoints give a ton more experience now.
Mm-hmm.
Because you used to run one of those and it would just be like running a mission. You'd get like, a couple bars of experience and move on. Now you run one of those. It level scales you with like a level 80, and then you end up getting so much experience you get like 4 levels while you're in there. It's crazy. You level so fast.
Oh, yeah. And they added 2 settings. They got story mode or hardcore mode.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the crafting in the game, mainly because like if you want any crafting materials, you basically have to. It's like the trope from like World of Warcraft and stuff like that, where you have to send your followers out on missions that take like 2 to 3 minutes, and then they'll come back and bring materials. I mean, you can find some out in the world, but they're very few and far between. And I wish there was like some way to track them so you could just run around and track them, because like I don't find them very often just wandering around doing missions. Like I come across a few.
Scavenging, anytime you kill a silver enemy or higher, you can scavenge the robots.
Right.
Archaeology.
Right, I do archaeology, yeah, and I find a few rocks occasionally, and I do treasure hunting where occasionally I'll find something, but like
it's mostly sending your companions. Now, once you get higher levels and you unlock more of the story, you'll get more companions and you can send them out. And one thing they did add to the cartel market is you can buy something to boost your active companions' influence to level 50, which will give you the best chance of doing all of your crafting.
Right.
So
I didn't see that. I should look for that.
Yeah, it's called the I forgot what it's called. I'll have to look
for it.
See.
Yeah, I'll look for it.
It's a little token. It's companion something, but
and it works for just one or all of them?
Just one at a time.
Yeah. Well, other than that, I've been playing a little bit of Enshrouded. Just kind of checking out, some of the newer stuff that the game's added. They've added a ton since the last time I played, so I've been kind of playing through some of that, just a little bit here and there. Played a little bit of Stardew Valley because I haven't played that game in forever, and I forgot how much fun it is. And then today I came across this game. I was just flipping through Steam, looking around, and I came across this game called A Game to Dig Holes. And I was like, what? So I look at it, and I watch the video, and I'm like, that actually seems kind of fun. And so I started playing it a little, and you just like, you buy this little house that has a sign that says, buy this house, and the garden has treasure in it. And then you go in the garden, and there's a big X back there, and you just start digging with your little hand shovel, your little garden shovel. And then you could upgrade to a bigger shovel and upgrade to like eventually you can get like this little drill that like digs and like it's kind of neat. Like it's fun. It's kind of stupid. Like you're digging down and you'll find like rocks and stuff that you sell for money and then you have to like constantly recharge your battery and like it's silly, but it's I don't know. It's had me kind of hooked.
You were playing that right when we logged in.
Yep. Yeah, I just came across it like maybe 10 minutes before you logged in. So I was just kind of checking it out. It's like super cheap. It was like $3 on Steam. So I was like, all right, if I could get some entertainment out of it, $3 is $3. So
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, those weird little like cheap games like that sometimes are really fun. Like there's this one that my stepson plays a lot called Peak, where you have to climb mountains. And it's like just really cartoony graphics, but you climb mountains and you can play it with friends and like you could help each other climb the mountains and it's like actually kind of crazy fun.
Ain't no mountain high enough.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like some of them like you can't get up without friends and stuff and like I don't know. It looks fun. Like I've watched him play it a little bit and I'm like that's pretty awesome. But other than that, my daughter went on some college visits this week. It's crazy that she's going to be a senior this year and going to be going to college in just over a year. But right now, her front runner, I'm such a proud dad. Her front runner is Michigan State University, which is my team. That's my college that I root for. And I told her I was like, if you go there, I don't even have to change my wardrobe or anything. I got you supported.
What would you have done if she would have chose to go to Ohio State?
I would have had no daughter. I would have had no daughter. She cannot. I wouldn't have let her go to Ohio. University of Michigan. That would have been bad, but I would have supported her, and I would have even bought a shirt or two, like just to support her. But Ohio State, no.
I don't know anybody who lives in Michigan that says Ohio State's a good college.
No, we all see the U of M and MSU are big rivals. But the one thing we could agree on is we both hate Ohio State. So,
of course,
yeah. So yeah, that's been my week.
That's been a pretty good week.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. One more thing. So I found out something about myself the other day because I was doing some cleaning, right? And I decided that I wanted to pull out my pressure washer and pressure wash something. I found out that for me personally, it is impossible for me to pressure wash one thing. Because when I get it out, it's like, man, that was fun. What else can I pressure wash? And then I pressure wash something else, and then something else. And then pretty soon my sidewalks are being pressure washed, and my deck is being pressure washed, and the swings are being pressure washed. And anything I can find that needs, the camper needs to be pressure washed. Oh, let's pressure wash that. Like, I went crazy for like 2 days straight. And I still have half a sidewalk to finish after we're done recording today.
Gotta love pressure washing.
Oh, dude, it's so satisfying. Like, if I can send you a picture of my sidewalk and you'll understand.
Dude, just watching somebody pressure wash these sidewalks after doing all the yard work I've seen online. Man, just watching the transformation that pressure washing can do is amazing.
Dude, I'm going to send you a picture right now, and then I want your live reaction on the air. You'll be like, holy cow, dude.
Let me unlock my phone.
There you go.
Come on, send me the picture. There it is. Oh, God, that is completely night
Look at
and
that.
day.
You see how satisfying that is? Like, it's like amazing. If you can clearly see what's been pressure washed and what you could like eat off the one side, the other side not so much. But
I'll definitely add this as a clip on here so people can see the difference.
Oh yeah, add that in there, dude. Add the photo. It is night and day. This insane. So yeah, I kind of realized that I'm kind of addicted to my pressure washer, and my wife's like, "Oh boy, it's like." You got a new toy. I was like, yeah, but at least it's a productive toy.
Yes, that is true. It's productive.
At least I'm doing something to help beautify the house. So, yeah, okay, right. That's my week now.
All right. So before we get to our main topic, there was a discussion we had. What was it, last week?
Last week, yes.
There was a discussion we had last week about Starfield. And one of our listeners, Mossy, brought up some points, and we will discuss one of those points.
Yeah, he kind of called me out on a few things, and I told him that I would respond to him and that I would do it on the air because it's requires more than just a paragraph answer in Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Mossy says that, let's see, where did it start? He said it's a problem for content creators, not my circus, not my monkeys, i.e., not my problem. They always want something new to talk about, but for a player like me that simply enjoys living in the world, I don't need developer details as a sandbox RPG. I write my own. And then he went on basically to say, like, why is it okay for Nintendo to put out a game and we just love it, but when Bethesda puts out a game like Starfield, we're mad if they're not giving us updates and constantly updating the game. That was the gist of it. He's wondering why there's that double standard, and I guess my best answer to that is that Bethesda created this problem, because Bethesda, when they released the game, said, hey, we're going to be like here with you every step of the way. We're going to tell you what's coming. We're going to give you all this new content. And over the next so long, we're just going to be putting out content. I believe at one point they even said that they were going to do like monthly or quarterly updates or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what they said on their updates, but they did come out and say we will update on a regular basis.
Right. And then they did that when the game came out for the first like 5 or 6 months. And then they went radio silent. And that's when it became a problem, because when a Zelda game comes out, he used Zelda. That's why I'm going to use Zelda as my reference. When a Zelda game comes out, you know that when you buy that Zelda game, you're buying the game. That's what you're going to get. Other than like the Master Quest DLC or something like that, where they made like a harder version, I can't think of any updates to any Zelda games that have ever come out and added more content. And even that didn't add more content. It just gave you a harder mode to play. So when you buy a Zelda game and when you buy a game from Nintendo, you know I'm getting the finished game. I'm getting the game. That's what I'm getting. And I love the crap out of it. That's one of my favorite things about Nintendo, is that they're one of the few companies that you can still buy a complete game from. Every other studio like Bethesda or Xbox or, you know, any of these major developers, Blizzard is another huge one, they put out a game designed to make you wait for more content. Even with Dune, like we've seen it with like we're waiting for more content, because that's the way that most of the gaming industry has gone. They've gone to this, we'll give you a game and then just slowly feed you more of the game as it goes.
So Mossy used also Skyrim as an idea, because we were comparing the game to live service games, which you do need a roadmap on the live service games to keep all those people constantly paying the monthly fees and stuff.
Right.
Skyrim, when it came out, granted, this is an old game. When it came out, people weren't so much into content creating as much as they are these days. And me personally, I didn't care. The story itself in Skyrim and Oblivion and all the Elder Scrolls games.
Even Starfield is great. The story is great.
Yeah, but when they come out and say they're going to give periodic regular updates,
right,
but then they go radio silent, that's the issue I had. If they wouldn't have ever said that, and they said, hey, this is what we're doing right now, this is Starfield. The DLC we're working, here's Starfield, enjoy, we are working on a DLC, it will come out. Okay, cool, I'm good with that, I'll be happy with it.
Right. The only reason why I complain is because they said we're going to do this, and they haven't been following through. Or when they do, you don't hear anything about it. Like, it's just like a shadow drop. Oh, suddenly here it is. But like, And another I guess point to this is that like Skyrim and Starfield, they suffer from the same issue for me, and that's the game was great when you played through it,
Mhm.
but then it got boring. After a while, it just gets boring. And to me, what makes a great game is if that you can replay it over and over, like a Zelda game, for instance. I pick up Breath of the Wild probably once a year and play through that game because it's so good and the story is so good. It's so much fun. Starfield, it might be because we did the show on it and everything, but like I don't know, I can't even pick up that game anymore.
I love the crap out of Starfield still. It's one of those games I can go back to and pick up. So I don't continuously play Skyrim over and over and over. I go back occasionally, pick it up and play it. Starfield's the same way. I played it. I played the crap out of it for 700 hours. But now it's one of those, okay, now that I'm actually saying screw the achievements, let's just do mods, the game has a renewed life because
There it is. There's the point I was about to get to before you said that. There's the point I was going to get to. Starfield and even Skyrim are the same way for me. Like, those games are kind of boring to me. Like, you can only play through the story of Starfield so many times before it's boring. That game is only fun to me now if you mod the crap out of it. If you change the game from the way it was designed and the way it was intended and give it some new life. And that's the difference between like a Zelda game and a game like Starfield or Skyrim, is that I can play Zelda whenever, mod free. I can pick that game up and play it and have a blast. But if I pick up Starfield, if I don't add mods to that game, it's just not fun anymore. The story is boring.
I'm the exact opposite of you. Zelda, I have yet to beat Breath of the Wild. I already
that boggles my mind, man.
I've gotten I've beaten all of the big creatures before we go up against Ganon. But I wanted to finish all of the
all the side stuff.
Yeah, all the side stuff.
Little side missions, yeah.
The dungeons. I can pick it back up and play it again. Starfield, I know I will come back to it. Even unmodded, I will come back to it because
I can't.
The story to me is fun. There's a lot of things I haven't done in that game yet. Even with 700 hours, it took me 500 hours before I actually played the Crimson Fleet storyline.
The thing that gets me with Starfield is that, like, okay, so if I pick it up and I start playing it again, I get to like the third or fourth mission and it's just like everything goes into autopilot and I'm just like it's not fun to me anymore because I know the story so well. But like if you strip Starfield down and you take just the main story, okay? This big epic game that we waited for so long, you strip it down, you take just the main story, you can make a character in that game and go through the Unity in like less than 13 hours.
Starting from the very beginning?
Starting from the beginning, going through just the main quest, you can get through the Unity in
20 to 40 hours.
No, I've looked this up. You can get through the Unity in 13 hours if you're going just through the main story.
Are you listening to all the conversation, or are you spacebarring through it so you can just skip the conversations?
Well, at this point, I've done it 25,000. Actually, you know what? I've made it through the Unity even faster. I've probably made it through the Unity faster than that because I went through the Unity like, what, 12 or 13 times in the time that I was playing it.
And I Unity 3 times.
Yeah, I sped run it one time, and I'm pretty sure I made it in like less than 13 hours from start to end. And it's like, it's kind of like with Ready Player One for you. Like, yeah, they added a ton of filler, like all these little random side things you can do. And yeah, the 4 main side quests are a lot of fun. And 5 now if you count Shattered Space. But like, they are fun. but you can only do them so many times. And yes, you can travel all around the galaxy and you can try and explore every single planet and you can try and find every little miner, go to this cave and free this guy or find these 10 items for me. Like you can find all these tiny little subquests, but like that's all filler. That's not gameplay to me. That's just filler.
My biggest issue that I am holding true to this game is going through Unity. There's not enough change. I think
there's next to none.
For the new game experience, I think there should have been a chance to go through the Unity and the Crimson Fleet is running everything or something like that. Just change it up a little bit. Go through the I hope someday a modder does something like that, or Bethesda does something like that. But I see Mossy's point because me and Mossy think in the same way as Skyrim with Starfield is I can go back in and play Skyrim because there's so much to do outside of the main story that I enjoy doing that the main story can wait. That's the reason why it took me 100 hours to go through the universe.
Well, yeah, because you were trying to explore every single planet and do everything. You were trying to like basically 100% the game, and I get that there are people out there that have that kind of enjoyment, but I'm looking for like substance, and the only substance in that game is the main story and like the 5, we'll say now, like side missions, big side missions, and once you've done those. You're just it's like I don't know, it's like playing Call of Duty to me. Like I can play the school map or the airplane or the airport map so many times, but it's boring because you're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over. It's too repetitive for me. Where like with Zelda, I mean again, it's the same. It's more engaging to me, like I guess Zelda is.
So what that tells me is it's more so you really like the Zelda franchise versus the Starfield franchise.
I just really like the story.
Is 100% okay. Cool. I'm not going to argue that point because everybody likes what they like,
right?
And
I get why you guys love this game. I do because I played this game for 400 plus hours. I get why you guys like it. I get why you enjoy it. But like for instance, Mossy. I would love to challenge Mossy, okay? I'm going to issue a challenge to Mossy to start a new game with a new character with absolutely no mods at all and see if he still finds the game fun. Well, now that he's done all this modding and has all these other perks and done all these other things, which he did to try and make the game like when you... In my mind, if you're going out and downloading mods to try and make the game fun, then you've lost some interest in the game. If you're having to mod it to add certain features and stuff to make the game fun to you, then I feel like you've kind of lost some of the interest in the game because if you found the game super fun, then you wouldn't need to mod it to make it the way you want it.
I would mod the heck out of not Starfield, Zelda. I would mod the heck out of...
What do you need to mod out of Zelda, though? Like, dude, what would you need to mod?
I would love to put Zelda or Link in a Master Chief uniform and see what he can do. See, I mod things to add things I think would be interesting. But in the sense of what Mossy, one of the big mods he downloaded was the fuel consumption mod, which Bethesda already had in the game. They just removed it from the final product. And this is turning into a Starfield game show versus a sci-fi show.
I mean, Starfield sci-fi. We still got time for our main time. I'm just saying that to me, hopefully that answers his question as to why I feel the way I do. It's a matter of backtracking to what we were originally talking about. It's just a matter of Bethesda's the one who created their own monster. Like, they told us they were going to give us updates. They didn't give us updates. Nintendo says, here's your game, have fun with it. And that's what we get. And that's what we love. Like, if Bethesda had not come out, if they would have just released the game and said, here's Starfield, we'll give you Shattered Space in about a year, have fun with it. And then occasionally, like, release new stuff for it, like, we'd be like, hey, sweet, we got an update. That's really cool. But the fact that they said we're going to give you regular updates and then they just went dead silent, that's the issue we had. Like, don't wave the candy in front of us and then pull it away. Like, I like candy. So, hopefully that answers the question. Long story short.
And I have backtracked some of my statements this time around because we were comparing it to a live service game, which it's not. So I compared it to Skyrim, which I see the similarities more that Mossy was discussing. And in the terms of Skyrim, I actually do find both of these games really enjoying. And I do like some of the mods I've downloaded, because name another game where you can be the Master Chief running around with Bo-Katan flying a Federation starship in a completely unknown universe.
But even you've said yourself that it makes the game incredibly trivial. You're just blowing through things like it's not even a challenge. You're blowing through parts that are supposed to be hard in like 10 seconds.
All right, I've already gone through the game multiple times.
True.
So it's fun just to mess around and see what you can do at this point.
And I do agree with that. I'm the same person. Like, I won't mod or hack a game or cheat or use like codes or anything like that until after I've beat the game.
Now, my favorite thing about Starfield or Skyrim that you can't really do in Starfield is finding that obscure fork that actually hurts people and using it as a weapon, like that one YouTuber used to do before he passed. So those were interesting because and we're probably going to see it down the road in a few years. People are going to find things that they didn't realize were there because not everything has been explored every inch. But for the most part, I don't think we'll see that kind of level of stuff in the game. I would love to see that. But so I have to agree with Mossy on a lot of his points he talked about, and I will disagree with some, but for the most part, I love the feedback that Mossy gave us.
Me too.
I love that people give us feedback. Yeah, it gave us great conversation.
I love feedback. So,
and I am glad I was able to save Mossy $60. We talked about him, Dune.
Out of what? Oh, Dune?
Dune, yeah. Because
now it's only like $40.
No, $40. We saved him some money.
And I don't think that's saving him any money because I think the game is still phenomenal.
Well, the problem, if you start reading the reviews, and a lot of the issues people are starting to have is griefers in the deep desert and people building up around resources and whatnot. So
yeah, I've noticed
outside
that myself.
Of the deep desert, outside of the end game deep desert stuff, the game's all right. It's one of those,
and I think they'll again. It's new, so I think they're going to balance that kind of stuff, and they'll find ways to combat the griefers, which they already kind of have by giving half of the deep desert to PvE. But I think they'll find other ways to make it happen. I really hope eventually they make like just a full PvE server for people who don't want a PvP.
Mm-hmm. Well, this isn't about Dune. We said we wouldn't talk much about Dune.
We're not talking much.
So I'm glad we gave a good review so somebody could make an informed decision on it versus just seeing what they could read. So let's get to our main topic. This is sci-fi discussion. It's straight up sci-fi. Everything's sci-fi. Star Trek, Star Wars, all of those.
That's a broad topic. And considering we only have like 20 minutes, I don't think we're going to get to much of this broad topic.
There are three questions I put down on the thing.
Okay,
I figured we'd have a big discussion somewhere.
I'm hoping you were going to lead this in one direction or another because, this is huge.
Number one, what is your favorite sci-fi universe and why?
Star Wars. It's always been Star Wars because I grew up on Star Wars. I grew up on all of the original movies, and then like I was still young when all the new ones came out, Episode 1, 2, and 3. Even though they weren't as good as the originals, I grew up with them.
Mm-hmm.
I try to ignore some of the new crap that's coming out that's not been that great, but like the Star Wars universe has always been awesome to me. I love the lightsabers. I love the Jedi. So that's for me, Star Wars.
So for me, my favorite sci-fi universe is Firefly, because the way they portray it is outside of the core planets. The core planets are your Federation, pretty much. And then you move out into the outer worlds, and it's a wild west out there. And the way it was portrayed by Joss Whedon and Nathan Fillion and that entire crew, they just did a great job telling a story of a Wild West theme in space. And I just love that universe because it gives you an idea of how things would turn out on real Earth tied in with sci-fi. So
it's a close second. Close second. My
close second is going to be Star Trek.
I know.
And the reason why for that one is there is so much. If I was there, I would want to learn everything about the Klingons, the Romulans, the Cardassians, the Dominion. I don't care so much about the Borg. But there's a lot of unknown space where they are still exploring, and that Star Trek is where I got my want to explore everything from. Because the more episodes,
Star Wars is more of your action space opera, and Star Trek is more of your exploration, for sure.
Now, Star Wars, you get away from the Jedi and the Sith, and you actually focus on everybody else other than the Galactic War and whatnot. It's great. I love the small stories of like Andor, Ahsoka's story, Mandalorian Grogu. I like those stories because it's not tying in that much to the rebellion and the Galactic War and all that, but it's tied into that in some way. But you're seeing
Ahsoka is a Jedi.
I know.
Ahsoka is a Jedi.
She is, but she's denounced the Jedi way in the TV series. She is focusing on her way.
I do need to see. I need to watch
if
more
I
of the
remember
TV series.
correctly, because I did read the book and whatnot. She is. I don't remember 100% off the top of my head. I got to watch the rest of Ahsoka, see if she actually follows through with that. What I wish Star Wars franchise would do is explore more sequels. Get away from Acolyte, because there's a lot of things about the acting and the story that I didn't like. And it has nothing to do with any of the political stuff. It has everything to do with it. When you got actors that can't make the story sound good, it's just not my cup of tea. Go to the Old Republic, go to the High Republic in those time frames. Don't focus so much on the Jedi. Focus on the smaller people, the stories within the story. Those are my types of things. All right. But Star Wars is my third. All right. Favorite sci-fi ships. What ships are your favorite?
Ooh.
Can be from any universe. Doesn't have to be strictly Star Wars.
I mean, obviously, I like the Serenity. That's
course
kind of a sweet ship. I personally think the granddaddy of all, like the big bad, like if you saw it coming, you'd be scared, is a Super Star Destroyer. Those
of course,
are amazing. I mean, obviously, you have one somewhere in your house there.
Yeah, I got one. It's over here. It's from the animated shows or the extended universe. I don't remember which one.
Man, my absolute favorite though. Oh yeah, look at that bad boy.
It's not finished yet. I still got to do the top.
Gosh, my favorite sci-fi ship. I really like the Mandalorian ship too. His ship's pretty
Which
sweet.
one? The Naboo fighter or the Razor Crest?
The Razor Crest.
That's a good one.
I mean, the Naboo fighter, that's Come on.
Dude, a hot rod. Oh, he was pretty much a hot rod at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say my favorite out of all of them is probably the Superstar Destroyer because, I mean,
All right, so mine, I will never say Star Trek has my top favorite ships because not that they're weird looking, because the Prometheus is my favorite Star Trek ship of all time. But it's how they operate and the fact that a computer is missing a target that is not fairly fast moving bothers me. My favorite sci-fi ship, and I do not, and don't get mad at me, it's Space Battleship Yamato. It's from an anime. There's something about a battleship from Earth's history flying in space, shooting its big cannons and destroying the crap out of stuff. But my second favorite would have to be, and I don't know why I've always liked this ship, but I love the Corellian Corvettes from Star Wars. I don't know why, but I just love them. I love the small, fast maneuverable ships more than I do the big, heavy dreadnoughts. But again, Space Battleship Yamato is one of my top favorite ships just because the concept behind it. And then my third favorite, Serenity's in the top 5, but she's not my top 3. My third favorite is, what's the name of that ship? The book's version of the Pillar of Autumn, because of the way they explain it in the novel Fall of Reach. I like that book. It looks like the ship from the video game at the very opening scene of Halo Combat Evolved. But the way the gun fires and all of that, it's just cool because typically in Halo, the Mac can magnetically accelerated cannon can fire one shot and then it has a recharge. But that shot is flying almost a percentage of the speed of light. So it's going to hit something hard. And like Mass Effect says, you don't want to miss because then you got to think of what's behind the target and where that thing's going to eventually stop because you're in space. However, the Pillar of Autumn in the book can fire 3 shots of smaller rounds in the same amount of time, a little faster than the heavy projectiles. So it's more effective against Covenant shields and stuff. But it's also an older ship. It's not a new state-of-the-art ship. The Prometheus is my only state-of-the-art ship that I really like. All right. Mm-hmm. Battlestar Galactica. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's one I forgot. I like Stargate's, not Stargate. Damn it. I was just mentioning it. Battlestar Galactica. The Battlestars. I like them because they are battle carriers pretty much. They can carry fighters. That's like my 6th favorite ship. we start rattling off all of our ships because there's so many genres out there. I'm intrigued by the Battlestar universe only because I want to know more about the universe of Battlestar Galactica before the Cylon War. And I want to see what happened to Earth during that time frame. I'd like to see a prequel that's about Earth and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Especially since it's the fabled 13th colony. All right, so next question. Third question. From any sci-fi universe, what is your favorite alien race? Mm-hmm. That's a hard one. While you think about it, I will tell you mine is Ewoks, and it has to do with a set of series of Star Wars Legends novels called X-Wing. Mm-hmm. Those are some good ones. Ewoks are one of my favorite because of the X-Wing Legends novels, and picturing one flying an X-Wing, it's just interesting to me. If you haven't read it, it follows Wedge Antilles as the leader of Rogue Squadron, and it's just very interesting because I guess it was a dream or something he had where he had an Ewok pilot, and so the rest of his groups always says "Yub Yub, Commander." So I just picture a Ewok saying "Yub Yub, Commander" while flying around. But if I really had, oh man, I didn't really put much thought into this one. I really need to think about it. uh, yeah. So two of them outside of Ewoks, because Ewoks are small, cuddly, and I would love to see one be a real. And actually, before I go any further, in Star Wars: The Old Republic, you can have an Ewok companion that is a total BA. I PG'd myself on that one. Treek. She is actually a really interesting, because you can set her up to be all sorts of stuff. And her heals for you. She swings this little sling of healing agent at you. All right, so I'm Jupiter Ascending, the dragon race in there. Anybody who knows me knows I love dragons. So I like that race. I want to learn more about that race. I want to develop that race in another sci-fi universe called Star Trek and actually have them in the unknown regions. And then there was another one I was thinking of, Trandoshans. I like them because I want to learn more about them. And actually, there's a pattern here. And then Star Trek, I want to learn more about the Gorn. I actually want to see a story from the Gorn's point of view, because I'm one of those that believes that you can have as evil of a species as you want. Uh, a As a species, I believe you can transcend the stereotypes of any species. That's the reason why when D&D did their retcon of all backstories of races, I've just lost all respect for D&D for that. But that's because I love a character that, take a Gorn, he decides to leave the hegemony, however you say that word, and goes to Starfleet or goes and helps other people versus wanting to attack everything that enters their space and be fiercely territorial. I like characters that rise above their stereotype backstories. It just, to me, it's a very interesting concept. Drizzt does a very good job of doing that in the, I can't remember the author's name, but in that book series. Yep, R.A. Salvatore. He did a good job writing Drizzt as somebody transcending the stereotypical backstory of a drow. But those are my three races I would love to be one of, mostly Gorn or Trandoshan, because Star Wars: The Old Republic, you have a Trandoshan that actually that I wish they'd make it a playable race, but that is good for the most part, because he's working as my companion and I'm a Jedi consort. So It's just those races intrigue me. I don't know why. It might be because I had this thing about dragons and they're dragon-esque. So, all right. So those, yeah. So I got a book series up there. I need to actually get the audiobooks for so I can actually read them because I don't want to, yeah, read them because I don't want to. Those are given to me as a gift, and I really don't want to break them open if I don't have to. I actually cherish that person's friendship a lot. So, all right. So those were the three, because of how vague of a topic we're talking about. Those are the three primary questions I thought of. Do you have any before we call it? All right. So yeah, if y'all have any ideas or want to jump in and chime in and talk about sci-fi and answer these three questions, be our guest. You can reach us on our Discord. It's discord.gg/raw podcasts. That's where we're at. We're always there. As you can see, Mossy left us feedback on one of our previous shows, and we gave him half this episode was discussing his thoughts and our thoughts about that. We love conversation. We love doing this kind of stuff and interacting with everybody. It makes the show fun. And sometimes we don't hit our main topic and cover a lot of it because we're having a discussion that's just really fun to discuss. All right. If you want to reach us on our business email for anything business related, podcastraw@gmail.com. We will see it. We will answer it. We would love to get more in depth on what people want to see. So if you come up with a long list, you don't feel comfortable going to Discord, send us an email. We'll answer it. You can reach us on X at Podcast Raw. Facebook is Raw Podcasts. Instagram, Raw Podcasts. Yep. Somebody else said it finally. Damn it. But Instagram is a little dead right now because we don't have a lot of stuff to put on there at the moment. We are going to get to it. The more we start saving up money and going to all these different cons, we'll start posting more stuff. Or if we see something interesting, nerdy out in town, we'll post it. I actually might post some stuff on Instagram from when I went to the Peterson Museum and looked at all these Hollywood movie cars that they used. So I might transfer some of those over there because it's really cool. But that's really all we got tonight. Give us a like and share if you can. If you're listening to YouTube, if you're listening on any podcast platform, rate us, give us some feedback. It helps us out with the algorithms and spreads our shows to more people. We greatly appreciate that. All right. So do we have anything else? All right. Well, whoa, you said the episode number. Dum, dum, dum. 11 more episodes until our 100th. Yes. 100th episode. We're going to start advertising this for the next 11 weeks. All right. Well, y'all stay nerdy.